morning, Empath. Welcome back to my channel and back to Morning Intentions. Let's pull an original angel card and see what the angels would have us focus on for today. Discernment. Discernment. I don't know if it's going to focus for us. Maybe not. There we go. Discernment. So in what area of life could you use a healthy dose of discernment, right? Is that something you're learning right now? Sometimes we go through really painful experiences and they can really help us, not only through learning through contrast, what we don't want, but also helping us discern through resonance, right? With our heart knowing, heart wisdom, what's right for us and what isn't. If something comes up and it's eerily familiar to something from the past, it just has the same essence, feeling, vibe, it can be an alert to either put up a boundary, move in another direction, or keep your eyes open and explore this further, right? Continue to observe this situation unfolding. I know for me, going through really bad heartbreak was, it felt unbearable at the time. It really felt unbearable. But I learned invaluable lessons around discerning who to let into my experience, to not let red flags slide, to honor my own intuition and guidance. And do I always listen? Not 100% of the time. No, I'm a human. But I now have a choice in doing so, right? I can see that I made this choice. It didn't feel out of control. So there's less suffering. And I think we continue to learn how to follow our intuition and our heart's wisdom. As we do exercises and practices like this, really getting in tune and in touch with ourselves. And through the contrast too, of just living those experiences out. So nothing is of waste in this experience. If you're learning and growing, I don't even use the word mistake anymore. It's right. It's just, these are lessons. This is an opportunity to grow. If you're going through something that's creating a lot of suffering for you right now, this is most likely a place where, an area of life where you're really growing. There's an opportunity for growth here, to shift, to transform, and to renew, to start fresh with a new perspective, a new sense of discernment of what's right for you and what isn't. And that kind of clarity you can't pay for, right? Sometimes we pay for readings for guidance and clarity. And I think that it can be very insightful. I do as well, right? I do readings for myself. I partake in readings as well, but there's nothing more valuable than your own ability to discern what's right for you and what decision is best for you. So that only comes through experience and acknowledging what you've come through, right? And that you've made good decisions in the past, to trust yourself. So, and no one else can give you that but your own self-awareness. So I want to honor that part of you right now that's been with you from the beginning. Let's get in touch with that part. Some call it higher self, the observer within, that sort of watched us grow. To get in touch, to gain insight, we might want to go inside by closing our eyes. Start by noticing your breath, just focusing on your breath. And acknowledging all that you've come through, right? All the struggles, trials, experiences that were challenging, but you made it through. And even the good experiences. Those instances where luck seemed to be on your side. Those moments of joy, togetherness, falling in love, joyful celebration, they all have an impact. And there's an aspect that's been with you the entire time. Just watching, just observing. Are you able to put yourself in the position of that observer and watch your life play out from that perspective, that higher perspective? Noticing the moments that you weren't sure you'd make it through, but you did. You overcame and you learned. You learned discernment. You learned a lesson. You grew. You expanded. You became more self-aware. You gained resilience, inner strength. And those joyful times, those positive memories of togetherness, of celebration, even those moments where you chose solitude and it was the right choice for you. As this observer, can you see that? You might notice a small smile form as you observe those other parts of you in motion with love and compassion and understanding. I'm going to play the tingshes and use the sound in whatever way you wish. You can use the sound to help carry an intention out for the day, to raise your frequency, to remind you to come back as your mind wanders, or to help integrate these experiences, align different parts that feel like they're in conflict. Can this observer in you act as mediator and show them both understanding, acceptance, love? so you feel less in conflict and more moving in the same direction. Use the sound however you wish. If you're feeling any discomfort, like in your solar plexus or any other area, you might want to put a hand there. Show a little comfort. If you notice the sensation moving, once you give it attention, that's okay. Just send it love. You might even breathe into it. Not trying to change it, just observing. Just lovingly witnessing what's happening in your experience. If this is an empathic transmission you've taken on, notice if it wants to leave the body in any way, to be recycled. This is another form of discernment. What's ours, right? What's ours to carry and transmute, and what's someone else's. One more strike. One more deep breath. Beautiful. Coming back to the room slowly in your own time. So how was that? Do you feel more in touch with what's yours and what's not? An appreciation for all that you've come through and how much you've grown. Sometimes when we're going through some chaos in life, it can help to stand in the eye of the storm instead of being in the storm, and that can be as simple as identifying with the observer, and seeing from a higher vantage point and not being in it. So I hope this was helpful to you and was a good start to your day. Thank you for liking and subscribing. Information about me, how to book a session or connect on another social media platform, that'll all be in the description of this video. I'm wishing a beautiful, magical day, and a sense of discernment around what's right for you and what isn't, and an ability to uphold that. I'll see you in the next video. Bye, Empath.